What we do is supposed to be fun. And if you're not having fun, like playing a sport, you're probably in the wrong sport. So I started my hockey career. Minor hockey, I played for the 𝗜𝗡𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 in Ontario. And then I got drafted to the OHL, which would have been the Barrie Colts. And I played in 3 different places, Barrie, Saginaw, and Sudbury. And then I ended up signing as a free agent with the San Jose Sharks. And from there, I got traded to the Colorado Avalanche. And I started my first real pro career within that organization, the year of the NHL lockout. And then I moved on from there. I got traded to the Anaheim Ducks. I played in that organization for a couple years, and then I went to the Florida Panthers, played their first season, went to the Winnipeg Jets organization for a year, and then I played for Washington's organization for 7 years, and then now I'm here. The most amount of years I played was with Washington and Hershey's organization. Just a special spot. I mean, my kids were both born there. 7 years is a long time for someone that kind of up and down between the NHL and the American Hockey League. Just a really great organization there. Treated everyone really well, like my family, like just me in general. Hershey's smaller town. They basically took the chocolate company, Hershey Chocolate, and kind of made this town that's just dedicated to everything chocolate. Like, you go down, the street lights are all like Hershey Kisses. Like it's a really cool experience. It's like a chocolate wonderland. Like they've got the chocolate factories there, and I mean, you got the Hershey Bears, which is really popular in the town. And we ended up making actually our own chocolate bar with the kids. You can kind of make your personalized one. It's just too many memories to really keep track of. When you get called up from the American Hockey League to the NHL, a lot of different things can happen. Like sometimes the coach of the American League team might bring you in the office and say, hey, you know, Washington's calling you up. And sometimes you get a late call at night. Like if someone gets hurt or someone's sick, like they might call you then. So you have to kind of be prepared. It's a difficult thing to do, especially with family, because you can't really make plans because you don't know where you're going to be. You could be in Washington, you could be in Hershey. So a lot of the time it's kind of being on your toes and being able to adapt. And luckily the 2 places are pretty close. They're only about 2.5 hours away drive. So I remember the COVID year, I just kept going up and down because there was a lot of guys were getting COVID, so then they needed players, and then the players got healthy, so then you get sent back. So I basically lived out of my car, lived out of a suitcase, and you just go up and down. And so that part can be difficult, but it's always worth it to play in the NHL. So for me, that's why I stuck with it for so long. And I think that's probably why they kept re-signing me. I think they kind of knew that I could be a guy that they could count on, that if an injury or someone got sick or something happened, that I could come up and perform well for them. And be a good soldier for them. So I think that's a lot of the reason why I kept re-signing and they kept signing me back. It's not easy. For me, it got easier because I just did it so many times and I was in the same spot. But you really rely on the players that are there. So in my case, like the guys that are on DC, like you really rely on them to help you. Like where do you go? Where the locker room is. A lot of these teams too have a player relation, like a travel person. And they made it so simple. Like Rob Tilson, he was a great guy to me. He would help me. They would book the flights. They would set up the car pickups. You really didn't have to do much when it came to that. Everything was already all taken care of. But the playing, like a lot of the time, you've seen these guys in training camp. So like everyone kind of gets together during training camp and you go over the systems and how they want to play. And so you kind of are familiar with it at that point. And then when you first get there, a lot of the time the head coach would say, hey, this is what we're going to do today. This is where we want you to play. This is how we want you to do things. So they take kind of the guessing game away, and then you just kind of free to play. I mean, when you get called up to the NHL, you're really, really excited. So like it's pretty easy to get up for it. Now, it sometimes can be the reverse when you get sent down. You don't really want to go back down, and so that sometimes can be more difficult, but overall the experience was really good. Someone that's a good teammate, I think that they're good at being able to help someone, good or bad. A lot of the time, like when things are going really, really well, it's easy to kind of say, oh, that was great, like good job, like nice goal, you know, like that's easy to do. But when things are going poorly or what, it takes a lot for someone to come up and say, hey, like you're gonna get better, like something's gonna change, like, you know, let's put the work in, take you aside, help you out in a way people aren't gonna notice it. You know, small things like, a lot of the guys here have helped me with things outside of hockey, but even on the ice, like the bigger ice surface, like it's a lot bigger here than what I'm used to. So little tricks, what to do on there. When you're able to give players advice, you take it as another player better than if it's just coming from a coach. To come from your teammate, I think that that means a lot, but also to keep someone in line. Like a good teammate isn't just always going to say, hey, good job, or hey, you got to be better. Like sometimes you need to kind of give them tough love. That's another part of it. So I think kind of that combination of being able to do both of them is what makes a really good teammate. And then leading by example. So showing people how to do things the right way. I think the more you do that, you don't always have to be the guy that talks the most in the locker room. I think if you lead the right way, I think a lot of people will follow that. Just helping out in different ways, good or bad. I mean, I've learned so much. I don't have a specific one, but I've learned like how to be a pro. How, like this is a profession. This is our job. So how to take care of your body. Like I guess I learned a lot of that from, you know, watching, maybe watching a guy like Bäckström, how he had some injuries that he was dealing with, but he still honed his craft. Or like Jagr, how I was talking about before. Like he made it a priority that if he still wanted to play, you had to make sacrifices in order to play at that high level. So I liked observing these guys and watching how they would work. And then they would take me aside and say like, hey, like, you got to do this. Like, you got to be better in this situation. You got to be better in this part of your game, or even away from the rink. Like, I remember my first year pro, like, I would have some of the older guys, and in the American Hockey League, you have a roommate when you go on the road. Hey, we got to go have a good meal. We can't go and have McDonald's, or, you know, like, let's go get a good night's sleep. Like, little things like that, coming from an older player that has experience means a lot. Now, I'm the older player, trying to teach that part of it, like the process of, you know, playing in the game is great, and it'd be great to get 3 goals a game and then go home and have a nice time, but you have to do the process in order to do that. And I think I've learned that it takes time in order to get to that level. My first kid was born during COVID, so that was a really weird time. Like, I remember we were really worried at the time. They put a rule in New York City that the father was not going to be allowed in the delivery room. I think it was like 3 weeks before my wife gave birth. And so we were really nervous about that. And then they ended up changing it back, so I was able to be there. It just puts everything in perspective. Like, yeah, like this is my job to play hockey and perform well, and you know, you think about the pressure that you have to do it. But then you come home and the kids don't care if you scored. They don't care if you win or lose. They don't care. Like, they just want you around. And for my kids, like, my wife does a great job of getting them to every game, like all the games that they can. They come to the warm-ups and I throw them a puck, and like, they just love it. Like, they don't care what you're doing. So like, for me, take it like it's a game. Like, it is a game that we play. I get paid to do it, which is really cool. But there's so much more to life than just hockey. So like that, when I first became a father, was the big thing that I noticed, that now there's more important things, you know, to life than just playing this sport. I actually think it's helped me because it, you know, sometimes when you have a bad game, like, they're there and they're able to kind of take your mind off of maybe something you did wrong in that game, or maybe something that, you know, you're unhappy with or whatever. They make everything better. And now you get to share it with your kids and they get to experience it. And it's really, I'm really happy that hopefully they're going to be able to remember some of these things, and then I'll be able to, if they end up playing hockey, I'll be able to do it for them, and I'll be able to follow them around. Yeah, it took a little bit of time because we don't speak Italian, so we were trying to figure out like what to do, where to go. The team took care of a lot of the stuff. Like, we didn't have to find an apartment or the car or anything like that, thank God. Actually, just recently, my wife figured out the bus system, so that's been great. So now when it's raining, because it's starting to rain a lot, We're able to just take the bus. It's like 5 minutes down the road. We get the kids to school. So some of the changes that we've had, the first one for me was when we went to the grocery store, we couldn't get a shopping cart out because we didn't know that you needed to put like a little coin into it. I couldn't get a shopping cart, so I had to carry all our groceries around. We didn't know what we're doing. And then we get to the area where you pay, and I kind of just put everything down on the counter, thinking that she's going to ring me up and get going. And she was not happy, and she took everything kind of away from us. And so we couldn't speak Italian, so we didn't know what happened. So I guess you have to weigh the fruits and vegetables beforehand, and then have the tag, and then so she knows how to scan. So she was taking the stuff and bringing it back to the section to redo it all. I thought she just said, nope, you're not getting groceries, and just like took it away from us. And then we were just like, there's a big line behind us, and we felt really bad because we didn't know what was going on. So that was like I think our second day that we went through that. I think it's just important, not even just in hockey, but in life, just to be yourself. Trying to keep things light. Like I like to joke around a lot. I like to make sure that it's not always like this high anxiety, tense situation. But at the same time, like I try and make it so that, okay, like in practice today, like let's push each other. Like let's make it a competition. Like I'm a big believer in competing. Like that's what wins, and you gotta have compete. If you don't have that, it's gonna be very difficult to play hockey. So regardless of your skill, your talent, whatever, that work ethic and that compete is what drives, I think, a lot of success. So being able to do that on the ice and with teammates too. And then if you win in practice, you kind of give it to them a little bit. You kind of say like, hey, like I had you there. Like we had 2, you had 0. Like maybe go for a skate or something. You know what I mean? So like little fun things like that. But what we do is supposed to be fun. And if you're not having fun, like playing a sport, a kid's game, you're probably in the wrong sport. Just try and go out there, have fun with the guys, and you know, just be honest. Like I'm a pretty honest person. Like if I see something, I'm pretty blunt about what I see. Sometimes that gets me in trouble, but sometimes, most of the time it's a good thing, and people kind of know, you know, what I'm all about. So I try and just be myself.